Marhaba, my name is Dana.
Namaste, I'm from India.
From Iraq.
I'm studying in Cape Town.
I come from France, actually.
Los Angeles, California.
I travel around the world in my wheelchair.
Your mother left you again? What would people say?
So sad, you have no friends.
But that was all bullshit.
My solution for every problem is traveling.
Because it's absolutely empowering.
It's just that freedom is wonderful.
Go for it. I don't think you'd regret it.
You are going to love it, and you will continue to do it for the rest of your life.
The world is waiting for you.
Marhaba, my name is Dana. I'm Jordanian, but originally Palestinian. I live in Qatar for the last 20 years.
I'm 45 years old. I have Cuban parents. I travel around the world in my wheelchair.
I'm Najat Hussain from Iraq.
Namaste, I'm from India. I'm married for 27 years and I have one child who's married and settled in Sweden.
Australia, married but still travel solo.
Lebanon.
UK.
I'm from the UK. I'm 22, but I am on my second working holiday visa in Australia.
The Netherlands.
New Zealand.
I come from France, actually.
I was married, but unfortunately 5 years ago I lost my husband.
Venezuela. I'm married. I have a 2-year-old boy.
Manitoba, Canada.
I live in St. Augustine, Florida. I have a husband and 17-year-old daughter at home and 2 kids that are grown and moved out.
From Pakistan.
I was born and raised in Belarus, a small country between Poland and Russia.
I'm from Los Angeles, California. I am married.
I'm Lima, Peru.
I'm currently living in Siem Reap, Cambodia. I've been married for 7 years now.
I'm Australian, but I live in London. I'm 48 years old. I'm divorced.
From the UK, living in Austria. I'm in a relationship, but I regularly travel solo.
I grew up in India. I've been in a relationship from the past decade.
I'm from Egypt. I'm married since 2016.
From South Africa, born in Johannesburg.
Slovenia. I have 2 kids.
I'm married. I have 2 grown children. I grew up in the United States, but I'm Dutch.
Oh, how will your husband live? What will he eat?
Your mother left you again? How are you and your father getting by?
This is dangerous. Don't go.
What would people say? What do you mean she's unmarried and she's traveling by herself?
You know, women by 30, they should be having kids and cooking. Why are you quitting an amazing job?
Are you crazy?
You're so brave.
Oh, you're so brave.
So sad, you have no friends.
I'm really jealous that you get to go.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Oh my God, you're so lucky.
I could never do what you're doing.
I'd love to be doing what you're doing.
We come from a conservative society, so we are always guided by somebody, father, siblings, and husband. And it is not an easy thing to break all this and come out and travel solo.
It's hard. The community does not accept female living alone or traveling alone or doing anything alone.
And it's not so typical for girls from Belarus to travel around the world.
I think everybody's always going to have an opinion about a place that they don't know about. It's almost a kind of an education process. And it always kind of comes full circle to this concept of reassurance.
People try and dissuade you.
When I started blogging, it helped increase faith in what I do.
I was in law enforcement. Like, I knew how to take care of myself with a weapon, and my parents were freaking out when I told them that I was going to Europe for the first time by myself. But they know that it's important to me, and they're happy for me when I come home.
As a parent, you're not in control. So yeah, my mom, I think it was an absolute hero.
But my grandmother treated me like a gypsy, but no, she's so proud of me.
They still worry, but they have learned to live with it as long as I keep in regular contact.
We're afraid. They decided to trust me and to help me. To this point, even, they still think that's risky.
Once you become of age, parents can give you their opinion, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to make the decision.
So once I started earning by myself and I said, hey, my money, my rules, this is how I want to spend my money.
My father encouraged me to go on my own.
But I've had partners, sometimes they can get a little bit put out.
And they get maybe jealous because they think it's that I want to go and meet other people romantically.
You have to find your own ground rules with your partner.
My husband met me when I was a world traveler already. He knew even if we had a kid, that I still needed to do this for me.
He said, you're not doing this. And I just said, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
My partner didn't really agree. So I was like, okay, goodbye.
Most of my friends was refusing. You should not go. But I did it.
Some were really surprised and others thought I was crazy.
Not everyone understands until you try it.
I've inspired them to, I guess, want to travel more and to travel solo.
My coworkers, they still find it weird.
I have finished most of my responsibilities, so it's my time now.
That it's dangerous and not safe.
Bad situations happen to me because I kind of deserve it, because I am exposing myself.
They will take you away, rape you and put you somewhere, all that, but that was all bullshit.
Wear the wedding ring. There was a lot more to it.
Usually the worst advice is from people who never tried solo traveling.
From male travelers. Oh yeah, you can sleep anywhere you want to save money. For a solo female, that's really a terrible advice.
Oh, you're a female, you shouldn't travel at all.
To just not go.
Doing things just because someone else is doing them.
That I will feel lonely all the time didn't happen.
Save your money, do not travel.
Use your common sense and be aware of your surroundings. Now, we hear that as women constantly, as if just knowing what's going on is enough to keep us safe. But if you don't know how to identify when something is out of the ordinary, and if you don't have a plan for action once you recognize that something going on is kind of weird, then that advice is absolutely completely useless.
I joined this group, Solo Female Travel Group on FB. So many advisors there, so many friendly people, though we have never met. That has really boosted my confidence.
Everything has to be about you first, because ultimately it's your safety.
Do not be afraid of having a family on your own, because you are afraid that you won't travel solo again. You cannot put out your dreams or your passion aside just because you become a mother or become a wife. For as much as you have traveled, it's hard to leave your family for the first time, but once you do it, it will feel good again.
Start slowly. Just buy a ticket in the morning for 6 o'clock in the morning, travel to another city, and at 10 o'clock at night, go home. And try to spend one day with yourself.
Stop that overthinking in your brain. Go, always go. It's going to tell you so much about yourself.
That you don't want to look back and have regrets.
Do the things that you find interesting. Don't be afraid to sometimes do things that you haven't considered doing before.
All Middle East, it's not only for Iraq. It's not easy for a single female to travel alone. When somebody tells you you can do it, it's a great thing.
Don't be afraid of saying no.
It's very important that you get to know the place and the people of where you're going as much as possible. Then you can plan and prepare and keep yourself safe.
It's okay to make mistakes, and it's all part of solo traveling.
Be open to opportunities.
Be adventurous.
Toss out your travel guide and just be open. Meet people, and if they say, hey, don't go there, go here, that, locals, just take their advice and do it.
You have to be able to laugh at things, taking it easy and taking as it comes. The more that I follow that advice, the more fun I have. It's even if the experience isn't great, you always learn something from it. It's really scary. I'm afraid every time I go.
I have crippling anxiety. So if I can do this, then I can do anything.
The freedom and the confidence.
To be independent.
It's because I got divorced and most of my friends were in couples.
I was a little bit nervous at first, but when I went, I saw that it was really easy.
Life is short and I wanted to go and see places.
And it's a really good opportunity to find out how you ultimately face challenges.
And sometimes you want to explore a country that probably other people have been to, or even not many people are interested.
Every time I travel, and I travel solo, I learn something different about myself.
Feeling how capable you can be, knowing your own powers.
And you have to constantly rely on yourself. I think it's a great self-actualization.
Because it's absolutely empowering.
I have a lot more success at meeting a diverse range of people.
So it was encouraging. I got it. I had a visa. I have to do it. I have to travel.
And then I wrote down all the things that I wanted to do in all these countries. And I realized all these things, I just want to do it with myself. And honestly, I wanted to challenge myself as well.
You get to know yourself more.
And it's helped me to heal. It's helped me to grieve. It's helped me to find who I am again.
Traveling alone just gives me more time to explore more things. My solution for every problem is traveling.
Just that freedom is wonderful.
I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm just going to do this. And I did it.
As a wheelchair user, traveling alone really gives me a sense of independence. Each time that I overcome some kind of challenge, it increases my confidence.
It allows you time to just be still and quiet and just observe.
I love having the freedom to be able to do exactly what I want to do when I want to do it, and not having to be reliant on anybody else.
never get alone or feel lonely.
I was afraid that I will be bored and lonely. Surprisingly, I've never felt it, not even for a slight moment.
I usually don't tend to get lonely.
Not very much. I like my own company.
I love my own space, so it's really great just to just do me for a while.
I have never felt lonely when I'm traveling. I will be alone, but not lonely.
No, ever. I'm really grateful for those alone times.
I definitely did on my first few trips, but I never do now.
Yes, I think that's very, very normal.
Yeah, I do.
I do feel lonely, especially at dinners.
Absolutely. I think getting lonely is going to happen.
When I did a 9-month travel, I did find there were moments during that I got lonely.
You need company to share memories, to share adventures together, to share things together.
But when I did first lose my husband, I found a weird social awkwardness, feeling that I needed to explain to people why I was on my own. Actually, people were very sympathetic to my situation.
The times that I feel loneliness is when I see something or I experience something that I know that someone I really care about would love.
The surefire way of meeting people would be where you stay.
I have stayed in hostels. This age, I thought I won't be accepted, but the younger generation is two-way different, and we really gelled well.
I'd suggest Airbnb. Not to do the kind where you rent a whole apartment, but the kind where you're renting somebody's spare bedroom in their house.
What I used to do was go to the bar and I would kind of scan the room, buy a drink, look around and see what kind of group of people that I wanted to approach.
I met people by hitchhiking, campsite when I sleep in tents.
Doing something that's organized, like a 1-week spa holiday or a 1-week yoga trip was the very first solo trip I took.
Gone on a few health and fitness retreats.
I meet them actually in tourist attractions. They invite me for having some tea or having a dinner, having lunch together.
For things like food tours and cooking classes, you sort of tick 2 boxes. You get to eat with people that you've just met, and you also meet some new people.
Experienced tour guides will be friends with everybody in town, and then they'll introduce you. And
I joined Airbnb experiences before, and it was very successful. After we finished the experience itself, we went out for dinner.
When a local family see you traveling solo, they might invite you to eat with them. Smiling is a universal language. Wherever you go, if you go with a smile, with an open heart and an open mind, and you are very respectful of the local culture, locals are going to welcome you.
If you just say hi and smile, you find people everywhere.
There's an app called Couchsurfing. There's Hangout feature, so you can put yourself as available to hang out, and then other people in your area, it could be locals or other backpackers, will also put themselves available, and then you can meet up in a group or just 1 or 2 of you.
I think it's so hard not to meet people.
I love to go to local districts, stop them in the streets, asking questions.
I just made up an excuse to approach people.
I just approach people, ask a simple question now. Something easy can already be a good start to have a conversation.
And if I'm walking in shops, wherever I am, I always talk to the shop owners.
The wheelchair that I travel in is very high tech, and it's a total conversation piece.
By Facebook groups of the places I'm traveling to.
I put on monthly basis aside some sum for my payroll, which is dedicated only for vacations and traveling.
So any extra income in the form of bonus?
I was actually working 2 jobs.
Work a ton of overtime.
I'm working as a freelance SEO marketing and data consultant.
I am also a social media manager and a virtual assistant.
And I have a second income as a photographer.
I will try and find some online tutoring options because I am a teacher back at home.
I was an English teacher. That's pretty good money, especially if you live where the cost of living is very low.
I was a home and pet sitter. I liked the flexibility of it.
I've rented out my spare bedrooms. I bought these rugs, then I resold them on Facebook Marketplace.
I just split it between months. This month I'm buying the ticket. The next month I'm booking my hotel. The third month, which is the month of traveling, I put my pocket money and take it from my salary.
Work exchanges. I was working in hostels in exchange for a bed and a couple of meals.
So what I used was STA Travel. You book something and then you can pay it off in increments.
Invest in experience, no in material things. I live a very simple life.
But I stopped impulse buying.
And I don't buy materialistic things. I very, very rarely buy myself anything, to be honest.
I stripped back on every kind of fun, convenient thing that I possibly could.
I think you have to change your mentality as well. You know, every time you're going to purchase something, you have to ask yourself, do I really need it? Or do I just want it?
It's all about reassessing your priorities.
Make up a list of all of my expenses and anything that I feel isn't necessary or I would rather spend that money traveling, that's what I cut out.
I've signed up for newsletters. I always ask on the groups on Facebook about locals to give me advices on where to go.
Flight-wise, I'm a member of some of the loyalty schemes, and so I get some free flights.
I hitchhike, I sleep in couchsurfing or in tents.
Buying at local stores.
I love street food.
I mostly always eat out of grocery stores at a bakery, but I just eat really inexpensively when I travel.
Opt for B&Bs where you could probably cook.
In Australia, this visa is called a working holiday visa. So you get it for 1 year.
I make sure that I compare my prices before I spend on something.
I also use Hotwire, just a hotel listing site. You put in your requirements and then it'll give you a price. It doesn't tell you the hotel till after you pay.
I search for every single free tour, vouchers, if travel cards.
In some countries, you have to know how to bargain.
I work so hard and save so hard to get there, then I'm just like, woo!
The majority of crimes are normally crimes of opportunity.
If you wouldn't act in a certain way at home, don't act that way when you're overseas.
Read, research, and prepare yourself.
The laws of the country. So I know what to do and what not to do.
Going through a lot of reviews for accommodations.
Especially female reviews.
I try to stay in female dorms when possible.
For hitchhiking, if I'm in the car with someone I don't feel comfortable, I ask the guys to stop the car. My backpack, it's always between my legs. I have always by me a knife.
It's always being careful with my luggage, making sure I'm using hotel safe, watch drinking alcohol, because I think you're just less likely to get into trouble if you're in full control of your faculties.
Intent, I search a place before the night.
Trying to make sure that I arrive during the day.
I'm a lot more cautious about doing things in the evening.
If I'm landing in a country in the middle of the night or after dark, I always make sure that I have a prearranged pickup.
I know how I'm going to get to my accommodation.
And I always have a backup plan.
Or power bank.
And I have my old grandpa phone, which is unkillable.
Keep my charger with me.
And different kind of VPNs to make sure you're always got internet access.
I always like to get a SIM card.
And I'd rather opt for like Uber and always share with like my family that, listen, this is the Uber that I'm getting into.
And I've got the app on my phone so my mum can see where I am.
I do try to share a rough itinerary of my travels.
I don't share my location on social media.
I don't say to anyone that I am traveling on my own.
And I always make sure to tell people where I'm going.
Cultural dress is really important. Try to blend into local life as much as possible.
A safety belt for your phone and money.
Thanks God for waist bags.
Crossbody bag that I keep at the front.
The brands that have like anti-slash technology.
On the side of my body where the bra is, I sewed a small pocket. There is a pocket in the pocket, which is waterproof.
I always make sure I lock my room, either when I'm inside or outside.
But I always carry a little rubber door stopper.
I have like 5 padlocks with me all the time.
I also took some self-defense classes just to help me feel more confident in myself.
I have taken some Krav Maga classes.
I know how to defend myself if I have to.
I always try to be assertive.
Try to be confident.
Is show no fear.
I had to learn how to deal with myself in panic. You breathe in for 3 seconds and you breathe out for 6.
I'm always very, very conscious of what's happening around me, including behind me. If someone is walking too close behind me, then I just abruptly stop.
I never have both headphones in.
Divide your money. I also have different credit cards. You always have to have the documentations of yours in digital form. I have everything written down.
To have a copy of my passport, hard copy.
Try to marry my curiosity with my safety.
No fun is worth putting yourself in danger.
So I would say follow your instinct. Also, if it's too good to be true, it's because it probably is.
If you don't feel safe, then don't stay where you are if it's possible to leave.
I don't carry luxurious things.
I use Google Maps, even offline.
Take organized tours.
To get a guide, a local guide who can keep you safe.
To connect with people locally. There are a lot of communities for women on Facebook.
Talking to the hotel receptionist, I exchange numbers with them.
I always have emergency numbers.
Personal alarm, and it's pretty small. It's about the size of a keychain, and you just pull the pin and it makes a really, really loud noise.
The vast majority of people are good and they just want to help. People tend to think that where they live is safe and anywhere else unfamiliar is unsafe. And that's simply not so. So talk to strangers.
This is my travel companion. I love him. He has been with me since 1997.
Always have to have my phone with me.
Everything now on your smartphone, from currency converter to your banking.
Loaded up with podcasts.
So I can take photos and so I can listen to music.
I think my apps are like my right-hand travel accessory.
A SIM card from that country.
Use it for photo editing. Google Maps will tell me if there's a wheelchair accessible entrance.
My Kindle and also my laptop.
Take a sarong, like the best towel. You can hang it on your bunk bed so you have privacy. It has so many uses. Baby wipes, like a mini hand fan. Baby powder.
Mosquito repellent is like a must.
A good supply of a skincare routine.
My camera to capture everything.
And the tripod for the selfies.
Most important thing is selfie stick.
My sleeping bag.
It's earplugs and eye mask so I can sleep well.
I always travel with melatonin.
Some munchies, a book or two.
Pass it on when I'm done and do book exchanges.
A diary.
A pen.
You can't always predict when inspiration will strike or when you'll hear something or see something that you want to record.
Small bottle of water, medication.
Cute outfits. So I would want to have a proper outfit game going on.
I always have a jacket or a sweater.
A raincoat.
Spare changes of underwear in your carry-on when you go on long-haul flights.
Socks, comfortable walking shoes are like a must.
And flip-flops.
I either take a power bank or an extra battery.
The universal charger.
I'll bring a tripler. So you only have to find one outlet and you can charge 3 different things at the same time.
It's called a grabber. The claw kind of grabs onto it and I can pull things down or, hit a light switch that's too far away. It's a roll of duct tape. If something falls off and you have to put it together, that can be a lifesaver.
My back scratcher is first on the list. It's itchy right in the place where you can't reach.
My teddy bear, my hook for my dread, for repair my dread. I don't know if you will see, it looks like that.
Small pins. It is very important for us, for women, wearing those scarves because it sticks the scarf in its place.
My bandana.
Always my debit and credit cards. As long as you've got access to some money or some form of buying things and you've got your passport, you should pretty much be okay.
And curiosity.
And actually that's it. Anything else can be bought.
Southeast Asia. It's a well-trodden path, but there's also parts where if you're a little bit more curious or a little bit more daring or confident, you can get a bit more off track. Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam.
The Philippines.
Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia.
Thailand.
Vietnam and Laos.
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Bali.
Bali, where there's a big community of digital nomads.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Singapore.
Singapore.
So I would say Taiwan.
Mainland Europe. It's really easy to get around by train and by bus. It has a huge hostel scene, big traveller scene.
The infrastructure is very well set up for tourism.
Italy is one of my favourite countries.
Italy.
Italy.
Spain.
And Spain.
Spain. The accessibility in Spain is actually quite good.
I found Portugal very safe as well.
Greece.
Turkey.
Germany. Poland.
France.
Switzerland.
Austria, Ireland.
Ireland or the Netherlands.
Finland. Norway.
Iceland.
Australia.
In New Zealand and Australia.
In New Zealand.
Australia and New Zealand.
Japan.
Japan was the safest country to travel alone.
Japan was a great place to travel solo. It's just safe and well run.
Canada, Australia, and the US are normally pretty good in that people are friendly, so they'll talk to you, and you can generally feel fairly safe.
Cuba.
Costa Rica.
There's a reason why they're good starting points, and you won't feel that alone. And you'll get there and soon see that there's all these different routes that you can take that people have done before and can tell you the best way to do it.
For all those that do not know yet whether to solo travel or not, just go for it.
Most great new things, you don't learn how to do them overnight, but this is one that's worth investing in.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Change your mindset, put a goal, and work in it every single day.
Try it out and let it build your confidence.
Go for it. You discover yourself in a new way.
So if you have the opportunity, definitely travel.
To do it.
Have fun and enjoy. Follow your mind and go traveling.
Just try it.
You should just go.
Give it a try.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Just go for it.
Just do it.
Just bite the bullet and go.
Go and do it.
Go do it. It will change your life.
Just do it.
Go for it. I don't think you'd regret it.
Know that it's the best thing you can have.
Do it even if you're afraid, because unless you try it, you will never know if you like it or not. But I'm pretty sure you are going to love it, and you will continue to do it for the rest of your life.
And if you have already done, do it more. The world is waiting for you.